And welcome back, everybody. We are here, and you're probably wondering, like, wow, I get to see what the host of the show looks like. Well, I'm PvP, and this is Hot 16's, and we're out here right now starting our visual version of our podcast, and we are now available here on YouTube. And just like we were promising to everyone, you can also get it on Spotify and all these other amazing streaming platforms. But we are so happy and blessed to be back here today. We're here at Exhibit Life in Fullerton, California. Just want to shout out Exhibit, great sponsor for this season. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And, you know, just the community. I also want to thank the community. I want to thank everybody that's been here with me for this ride this past year. It's been awesome, and I can't wait to see where this goes. But today, we're going to be starting off with music. We have Fat all the way from Voorhees, New Jersey. Great producer, and we're just going to get down to the nitty gritty and what it takes to just make a really filthy beat. And this guy has a good catalog too. You can kind of tell him, hey, I'm feeling this, or this is my vibe. He can pretty much do it for you. But without further ado, guys, let's welcome Fat to the show.
Hey, PvP, thanks for having me, man.
Dude, no problem, man. Thank you for coming out, bro. It's just it's really great that you're still doing your thing, man. And you're all the way out from the East Coast too. I'm starting to interview like more East Coast people. Sure. So I mean, what's the story? How did you get out here to LA?
Well, correction on your introduction. I'm from Allendale.
Allendale.
Yeah, no problem. But so I'm from New Jersey, and I was applying to colleges. I ended up going to USC.
Oh.
That's what brought me out here in the first.
So you went to USC, so you're a Trojan then?
I'm a Trojan.
Alumni?
Yep, graduated 2020.
And what did you study?
Studied business administration, emphasis in marketing, and then a minor in cinematics.
Oh, for sure.
So I took advantage of the cinema courses there, legit theaters and stuff. So
and like learn about cinema and like...
Learn about cinema. I had a bunch of classes, photography, and able to like apply all these things in other aspects. I haven't necessarily gone in cinema at all, but there's ways you could apply these.
Definitely.
Advertising or anything.
Yeah, and with that, how are you applying that to the music industry and producing it? Were there any like business tactics or anything that you learned that have helped you succeed with selling your beats?
Well, there's definitely things I learned that I could use to sell my beats, but I'm taking a different right now. I'm more so building up a catalog, not going out of my way to sell all my beats off and stuff to people. Even though that is an approach, and people who want to make money living beats, that might be the way to go.
Yes.
But I have a job, so to support myself, so build a catalog and work with people personally, in which I feel like I have more, we have a project together.
Yeah.
I prefer to have that than just selling beats off to people. So when it comes back around to it, I'm not using my business knowledge to sell my beats at the moment. I'm more so using the interpersonal skills I have knowledge to create these great relational connections that I'll eventually blossom coming out, or meet more people who are
exactly.
$35.
Instead of lowballing yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly. And knowing your worth too, because I feel like that's really important in this industry. I have a lot of people asking me right now. They're like, yo, P, when are you going to drop some music? I'm like, well, I'm very particular. Like, it's almost like you're building a catalog. I'm just trying to get my craft right, like,
that too.
yeah,
that too.
Like, and with producing, are you self-taught?
I am self-taught. Basically 99%, I'd say.
Yeah.
And YouTube videos, it's not like I'm just going through the DAW and guessing and checking. I'm watching YouTube videos. I'm asking friends and producers I know. You know how it is.
Yeah.
Like you probably did too. You're teaching yourself how to do these
Yeah, I've been messing around with the engineering for me. Like, it's really interesting though, because every time, like, see what I learned with engineering and producers, like, it's just a completely different world.
Yeah. So making the beat, producing the beat is one thing. You can make a sick beat, right?
Yeah.
But if it's not mixed properly and you don't have those engineering skills, then it's gonna sound like out of the speaker.
Mhm.
Even if it's like great patterns, great melodies, and whatever. If you don't know how to like EQ it or certain
Like
stuff,
reverb and all those little tools.
whatever it is, yeah, all of those things. That was where I was going wrong in the beginning of why my beats weren't coming out the way I wanted. Is I was learning how to make beats, but I wasn't learning how to make them sound good. So it's a different thing, and it took a lot more learning, and I was able to learn a lot that I met at one of my jobs at the Highland Park Bowl.
Nice.
Oldest bowling alley in LA.
You're repping right now. You got your
Yeah, right now it's actually the dude's official shirt from Big Lebowski.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
My mom got it for me for Christmas.
Dude, I can see, because with the bowling, I know you're really you're into it. Aren't you in a bowling league?
I'm in a league.
Nice.
I'm really into bowling right now.
Well,
so
if I saw an Instagram story correct, you had a game over 200.
my average is nearly 200 right now.
I mean, I don't bowl, but I know that if you're knocking 200 to 300 is a perfect game, right?
300 is perfect.
What's the best game you've ever bowled?
264.
And
Yeah,
what does that consist of? Like pretty much all strikes?
Yeah, it's I want to say I had 9, maybe even 10 strikes, and then 2 spares. Maybe like a 7 spare and a 9 spare. Because the scoring system is if you get like 2 strikes in a row, then the next strike makes the first strike worth 30 points. That's how you're able to get
300 because it's
through.
10 sets.
So when you miss 1 strike, you're cutting off at least 20 points. So it's a fun game. I'm into it right now.
Yeah. So how long have you been bowling?
Probably like a year and 3 months or so.
Wow. And you're already knocking a 200 average?
Yeah, I was an athlete in high school. I was a baseball player, and I had some arm problems. My career never ended up the way I wanted to. I played club in college, so I still played it, traveled a little and stuff. It wasn't as competitive.
Yeah.
But, once I graduated, I was kind of missing that competitiveness. Or just like, competing. Not even like being competitive, but just competing in something.
So like with competing, do you feel like is music like gonna become competitive for you? Or are you trying to be competitive in that mindset eventually then? It's
funny. I was actually thinking about this, how the competitive mind in music can really help, but also hinder you. It depends on how you use that competitiveness. So, for example, a lot of people will see a peer of theirs or somebody they know be successful, and they'll be jealous of that success, and they're like, that should be me.
Yeah,
I'm better than this guy, or like, but you should really be supporting that person.
Yeah, you shouldn't be bringing him down or just trying to get after him.
It's not about being better than somebody else, but it's about being better than your old self. So you're competing with your old music almost. You're trying to improve consistently.
Definitely. And with the biggest improvements that you've learned with, say, your everyday life and your music, what is just the main piece of advice you could give to anybody trying to like get into beats, or maybe just that music or producing, that part of the industry?
All right, so advice for someone who's just trying to start. I'd tell that person, you got to believe in yourself. It's going to take time. You're not going to magically be making amazing beats overnight. But at the same time, if you're studying the beats you like, you're figuring out those type of patterns. It's really not that difficult to get the basis down of creating a beat. Like I was saying, I started off and I was making good beats. They didn't sound great because that takes a lot of time to learn how those things work. But anybody can make a sick beat, and like I was saying, or I guess I didn't say this already, but a lot of the greatest producers in the world, let's just say like Timbaland and Pharrell, for example, they have a lot of beats that are super simple. They're using one drum kit on a preloaded piano, and they're pressing 5 keys the whole time.
Yeah.
And that's grinding. One of the best beats you've ever heard. You know how it is? It doesn't always have to take so much
to make a good beat.
You don't have to like learn all these crazy things. If you have the right ear and it
sounds good to you.
Just sounds good. And you can create something. So you got to believe in yourself, and you got to experiment. And it's really, like I said, it's not really that hard. The hardest thing is probably getting the placement, but making the beat. Anyone could make a beat that someone has the best verse you've ever heard on top of. It could just be like people hitting sticks together.
Yeah, exactly. Or it could just be this, right? Yeah,
whatever it is.
Acapella, whatever.
Be creative. Don't try to copy things you hear. Try to be influenced by it.
Yeah, influence to not mimic, but try to embody that sound and make it your own.
Yeah. So that's my advice to someone just starting.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking about advice for someone who may be around my point in their career, where I'm 24, or I'll be 25 in June, and there's, the process can be slow. You're not gonna just meet these people who want to rap on your beats and it's gonna end up on the radio or whatever immediately. It's gonna take putting in work. And especially if you need to support yourself financially and you can't do so with your beats, or you choose not to, it's going to take even longer because you don't have the time to be doing what's necessary to improve your beat making career. So the advice I want to give people is not to give up and try to create that time, whatever it is. And I'm thinking about plans for myself where hopefully because I work 2 jobs right now, so that I could keep my schedule more flexible and I could get out of different shifts and
like be able to get to these studio
so I can
sessions.
go to the studio sessions as frequently as possible.
Yeah, because you have to stay consistent, not only with your beat making, but your presence in the industry as well. Because when you have a ghost face, well then, you don't exist.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's another reason why I prefer to work personally with people. Because if I'm just a computer screen to people, it's they might disrespect me in some way, they might not give me my props or whatever it is. They don't know me, so they're not going to feel like they're hurting my feelings.
It's like when we were going to the studio with Jacoby. Shout out Jacoby. He's a season 2 guest, the Hot 16 show.
Jacoby, New Jersey as well.
Yeah, he's another New Jersey boy, East Coast boys. But it was like what I learned just when I went when I got invited by you. And we were with Jacoby and Jay Busy and was the Colby, the engineer. That was more of a personal experience for me, and I can relate to that because not only was, you had me, I'm from the Bay Area, you guys were from Jersey, and then you had Colby, who's a decently high up there engineer.
Really great engineer.
Really great engineer. If you guys ever need any good engineering, Colby.
Long Beach.
Good, yeah, out in Long Beach. Shout out to Colby. Thank you for letting me pull up that night. You made me sound great, man. But it taught me a lot though, because it's like it's everybody's different personalities.
Yeah.
You can get a Zoom session in, or like, for instance, I was talking to Fro, and I was like, well, that song High Drive, man, did all you guys meet? He was like, no, everyone just sent a verse in. I was like, but it's such a great song. You would think, you got all those guys in a solid studio session, and they just curated that together. But, that's how we're making music, and not a lot of these artists are getting together like we do.
Yeah, it's something that's been getting lost in the rap industry specifically. Right here?
The green facing.
There you go. There we go.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
We good?
Oh, okay, cool.
So I was saying, in the rap industry currently, we're losing that
niche,
that personal connection a lot of times. We're getting a lot of these songs that feel almost manufactured. They don't congeal, if that makes sense. Like the beat,
they don't mend.
It doesn't feel like the song was crafted to
because when you
move someone. It's just like, oh, I'm slapping this on
together.
This beat. I'm not saying the songs are bad,
but no, you can tell that the energy isn't there. Because personally, when I go to studio sessions, especially with you and Jacoby or anybody I've been with, I know, for instance, I'm sitting there and, homie's plugged in and we're listening to him, and that's inspiring me because I'm up next.
Yeah.
I need to go into that studio next. Everyone's going to watch me, and they just gassed homie up. So then you're like, I have to rap better.
Yeah.
I got to hit it harder. So then you can hear, because I feel like some songs, when they do that, it's almost like you have the first guy in the beginning and you kind of see a pattern of more like hit on the song.
Yeah,
it's not stale. It's not a stale song, which is great though, because like you say, artistry is different now, mainstream and all that. I feel like though, independent is really making a hard push back, though, because
Yeah, I mean,
it's always been there.
it's always been. It's more so that the industry itself is like a little, messed up, where they make these amazing offers that seem like you can't turn them down, but realistically you're selling your soul or something.
Yeah.
So
360s.
it's not the fault of the artist that they didn't,
It's the industry.
for a while they didn't understand
Mhm.
that would cause that problem.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't want to blame the artists for that problem. It's more so the big
The big
the big
wigs
business
with those
up there.
deep pockets.
Yeah. But I have a friend who's cousins of Russ, actually.
Oh.
And Russ is one of those guys who's paving the way in the independent lane. And
Yeah,
I really
Russ-
respect his process. Not that I'm the biggest fan of his music, but I really respect what he's
The
doing.
way he goes, his business.
And his music is really good. It's just not my type.
Mhm.
But he's a guy that I kind of look at, and I want to be like Russ in how I make my beats. I might not be rapping on my music, but I'm like part of the whole process.
Yeah.
And we're doing this, and then, eventually we'll build up this catalog, and we'll be releasing that stuff, and hopefully it'll catch on, and we'll gain some traction.
Definitely, man. And that's the great thing, too. I see you're working with a lot of people right now. I see you've been putting some stuff on. Actually, too, you had some work that you wanted to show us here. Early work. So give us a rundown on what you're going to show us here really quick for the audience.
This first video, or just a song that I'm pulling up, this is oh, I'm talking here?
Yeah.
All right, so this is a classic right here. This is the birth of my career, sophomore year in high school. And so I would mess around making beats on GarageBand once I got my computer in high school. And I ended up making this one beat that I was like, yeah, you know what? This actually isn't terrible. Why don't I record a song on this thing? So I have a whole story about this that I wanted to get into, but we could start it off by just playing this song.
Oh, we'll get into that
It's
while we're
about
listening.
a friend of mine. It's basically just a joke about him the whole time.
Well, you're in high school,
Yeah,
though.
you could play it.
Yeah, let's see here. So this is Dirty Boys production.
So this is I produced this. I was a weenie on the beat back then.
Weenie on the beat. I mean, you're what?
My
You're
last name's Wiener. So
yeah,
that's
15, right?
that's however old I was. I was just using like
you're good.
a simple beat loop on GarageBand. You know, like I didn't know what I was doing.
And is this you rapping or is?
This is gonna be me right here, like coming on the.
His name's Dill Cut Off. He's getting all the babes. He's looking out and dressing cool, and now he's got the shades. It's Dill Cut Off. You know he is so cool.
I like that
He's
hi-hat
lifting
and
weights
snare
and
you got
getting
going on.
dancing. Now
Okay.
he's in the pool. Dill Cut Off.
All of my friends thought this was just hilarious because we're making fun of my friend Dylan here. He came back from the Jersey Shore, cutting all of his sleeves off all of a sudden, talking about all the girls at Karma. You know how Jersey Shore was popping.
Used to be a wimp,
So-
just a skinny
So I made the
stick.
beat, and I'm like,
His arm dropped
I'm
down.
gonna make a song
he's
about
always
Dylan.
So this is a diss track pretty much on your friend.
Watch here.
the first 3 or 4
So
songs
that's
I
why
made,
it's
yeah.
DYL cutoff.
Yes.
Because you came back from
So
the.
if you want to fast forward,
off your
like,
sleeves and let your arms hang free. Then you'll be saying,
that's where
"I'm
my.
getting dim."
So right, you can fast forward like 20 more seconds. This is where my friend Brian comes in, right? And Brian was one of the biggest fans of rap music, like me.
Yeah.
So I asked him to be on the song because he also had some funny things to say about Dylan.
Yeah.
He turns into Jorge Fuego, who's now also a rapper out of New Jersey, releasing great music, changed his name to Hans. But I don't know where he's in
D-Y-L-A-N.
that process.
Never wants to
but
hang out no matter when.
This is the
I'm
birth
out of my
of
shell,
Jorge
guys, I
Fuego's
promise to
career
swear.
as well.
He wouldn't even talk to a girl on a dare. He
can
gets
follow
in for
that,
free.
yeah.
He straight up runs.
You heard the beat, basically.
Yeah. So this is okay. So this right here, is this your Dirty Boys? Is that your YouTube or like?
So this is me and Brian. We started this rap group in high school, the Dirty Boys. So I was Smelly Moolah, and he was Stanky Jeans. Right? And so
I mean, you got to start somewhere.
we
though,
would just
right?
make joke songs. I really only produced that one beat. The rest I would just pull instrumentals from popular songs.
Oh, it's
And
all
we'd-
good. I mean,
And
yeah.
you know, we were really bad. Brian was pretty good. I was really bad.
So
But I was a pretty popular kid, and I was able to like market it.
so it made up for it.
So everybody in the school would be like, "Smelly Moolah, what's up?" We ended up selling albums. We sold like 75 of them, just $1 each. And then we made T-shirts, and we sold them $15 a pop. Too.
How many of those you sell?
45.
Hey,
So
right?
you know, we were able
Smelly
to turn it into
Moolah and
something
Stinky
cool.
G, you said?
Stanky jeans.
Stanky.
Yeah. So that was fun, but that kind of derailed me from the beat making. Well, I never really like saw myself as a beat maker. You know what I mean?
You thought you were a rapper. You were the Dirty Boys.
Yeah, I was like, I like rap music. You know, I slowly but surely found out that maybe I'm just not. I don't have the voice for rapping. You know, I can write some stuff.
I mean,
not back then.
I've seen you get in the studio talk about the venti Starbucks. You know your producers in the studio when he literally brings his laptop with his bars into the booth.
That's correct.
Yeah.
All right,
anyhow, let's get into this next one.
Long story short, I went to college. I had a girlfriend. We broke up, and I needed some emotional outlet. And that's when I got back into producing.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, that's when I made another song, basically. Mm-hmm. But that got me into producing.
Mm-hmm.
And then from that point on, I basically knew I wanted to be a producer.
Mm-hmm.
Back then in high school, it was like a joke, kind of.
Yeah.
But it was some cool experience.
Yeah, definitely. You got to learn to fail to live.
So, maybe like 2 or 3 years after that happened. So, I don't know, when was this? 2020.
So this was pre-COVID, or is this out in New Jersey?
This
or
is
here
like
in
right
LA?
pre-COVID. This is LA, and this is a rapper, Active. Shout out Active.
Shout out Active. We got to get him on the podcast.
He was one of the first rappers who brought me to a real studio, and like, actually, he might be like the first rapper. I don't even know what it's called.
Oh, okay.
But it was really cool. There was a engineer there, Lauren Fleischer, I believe.
Okay.
Who had engineered for Lil Uzi.
Uh-oh.
So I was like, damn, this is sick. Like, I'm with this real engineer. I'm with this real rapper here. And I was just like starting out, you know, this is still like very beginning.
And he
of my
bought your
career.
beat though.
So he bought the beat. They ended up making this music video for it. So yeah, we could check this out.
Yeah, let's get this. So this is Active with Fat on the beat.
And me and Active, we have a whole tape on SoundCloud too.
Engineered by one of Little Uzi, one of Little Uzi Vert's engineers. Or
I mean, he's done a song. He's also worked with a bunch of other artists. That's what I remember off the top. But
yeah, well, let's get this.
So this is some like real LA shit.
Oh yeah. Oh, they got a bike in it.
Okay. It's the deal. Pussy ass niggas know what time it is.
Okay.
Finna take over this motherfucker.
I bet you better.
Name ringing, lane changing in that foreign thing. 200 plus grams on my neck, big chain. I ain't never ever slipping, bitch, I keep a thing. I ain't never ever slipping, bitch, I keep a thing. Name ringing, lane changing in that foreign thing. 200 plus grams on my neck, big chain. I ain't never ever slipping, bitch, I keep a thing. I ain't never ever slipping, bitch, I keep a thing.
Is that his car?
No buster, bitch, I'm active, bitch, I'm active. I'm a hand fuck the pump like a master.
I don't know.
Fuck. I be really trooping in these
He does have
streets.
a charger. I don't remember it being red.
Maybe the homie's car or something.
Could be. Get a white thing. Right?
Oh, you know it's COVID. You got the homie with the mask on.
Oh yeah.
And was this during COVID restrictions or pre-COVID or right when COVID was getting crazy?
I think it was after the craziest moments of COVID.
Like kind of dying down into 2020, like winter.
Yeah, before like it got re-hyped up.
So there was just that little break, and everyone thought we were on the fend, and then it kind of came back.
Yeah, so you know, unfortunately, that was also an obstacle. Nothing we could do about it. You know, we just couldn't get into the studio that much.
Yeah, definitely.
So that was that. That was like the first music video that was made with the beat that I produced.
Definitely.
So that was a pivotal moment for me. It was also one of the first times I got paid for a beat too. So that felt really good.
Well, yeah, when you get paid for your craft.
So yeah, after that we made a whole tape too.
What do we got here? We got
Last
your
one here
third
is
video here.
Another two artists I work with, Ken Jackson, Tony Snow. Tony actually just came up the other week. We hit the studio together. It was a good time. And this beat I really like.
Cali Flow.
That other beat I played, you know, there were some samples and stuff.
But I mean,
this one I actually like from scratch, just put it together. You know, it's an interesting beat. It kind of pushes the envelope, and I like the way Tony's coming in on it a lot. So,
well, let's get this. Let's see this Cali flow. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, hard. Okay.
Smoking good weed on the daily. Niggas can't face me. Niggas really hate me. Bitches want us.
All right.
Baby.
I can see the progression.
yeah, if we had some subs in here, you'd hear too. This bass is slap.
Oh, we got to get Tony Snow at a Hot 16 set.
That's Ken Jax, and then Tony's right here.
Your bitch will take her from you. We know she know we them niggas running up them commas. Cheese on cheese look like lasagna. Piece on piece, I'm obese. I got size for low numbers. Them boys just rap good, but they runners. Broke up for 15, she spit phone on my Yeezy runners. Quit all that talking like you want it.
Yeah, but hey, with the production though of all of this, were you at any of these video shoots, or did you get any invites to be there or anything?
So these guys are actually from Dallas.
They're from Dallas.
Yeah,
and they
so
did shot in Dallas.
I believe so. I mean, I don't know what Dallas looks like. I've never been there, but I would think it. Actually, I mean, there's palm trees. Maybe they were in California.
I mean, y'all get there in a smoke shop with a bunch of bingers. I don't know
It looks like Cali to me.
Yeah,
But I was not at that shoot. Neither was I at the other one. But I was at one of Active's other music video shoots, so that was pretty fun. It was in the studio, so yeah.
Oh, there.
I was kind of just there. We were making another song, and he's like,
Yeah.
let's shoot this video real quick.
I mean, yeah.
That one's funny. It's not my song.
What year was this?
This was also
2021?
2021 maybe? He had a COVID bar on there too, so
He had a COVID bar.
or he said like on the beach sipping on Coronas, and then he said like another coronavirus line. Or
Oh,
something
for
like
sure.
that.
What year we got on that?
1 year ago.
Oh, so I'm just gonna say this right off rip. You show me Dirty Boys, right, in high
Yeah.
school. I can tell, it's just some probably making them out on some blown out desktop speakers too, right?
Yeah.
I could see your progression, man. I mean,
Thank you.
Yeah, no, straight up, like that beat right there. I really like that. That was some knocking. Like I could see, like, you get Mike Sherm up
Thank
on
you,
that.
mate.
Shit.
Yeah, I had E40 influence for sure. He's
Yeah.
my favorite rapper of all time.
Well, I remember when you and me first had linked up, and I remember you had given me a Dropbox, which I still have. You had given me a Dropbox with a bunch of beats on it, and you were like, "Hey, man, what's your vibe?" And I was like, "Well, I like Mike Sherm, E40, Mac Dre." You're like,
Yeah.
I got you. So you already I like a lot of your beats. Like you got a few right now. I was checking out that we'll discuss after the show.
Yes,
I
sir.
got a couple questions for you because we got some albums coming out. PBP is gonna finally be dropping something. Don't even worry, Hot 16s. You keep asking me. You keep inquiring. I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna do my thing.
I'm excited to hear that.
Yeah. But hey, moral of this story is we're out here and we are active still at the Hot 16s podcast. This is the first episode, guys. We're back here. We're doing our thing right now.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, and Fat, it's great to have you out here, man. Like, I'm really, really honored.
And for you guys out there, it's F@.
Yeah, it's not literally like fat. It's just F and then the at, fat. But you got your mixtape too, or not a mixtape. You have a beat tape on SoundCloud.
I have 2 beat tapes on SoundCloud. Hour with Fat, Volume 1 and Volume 2.
Yeah.
It's X amount of tracks, I don't know, more than 20, but it's just an hour total of listening time.
Yeah.
So it's not that much, and you could just throw that on in the car and freestyle to it or something.
Yeah, definitely. Those beat tapes are cool because, you're always going to have the homie, I can rap on anything. Can you
play him that?
Yeah, play him some Fat. Let's see what you got, where your bar's at. So with your whole career and everything you got going on, do you have any aspirations to work with big time artists? Like, do you have any that you think about? Like, do you have maybe a top 5 list?
Ooh.
Yeah. So here you go. If you were to produce beats for someone, top 5, it don't matter, underground, mainstream, independent. Who are the top 5 people you want to work with as a producer?
I would put E40 at number 1.
Oh, I knew you were gonna say that because if I was a producer, definitely.
He's just such a character. I'd love to see him in person
And see him do his thing.
do his thing, man. He's a legend and he's a genius.
Yes.
I mean, I would love to work with Kendrick Lamar. He's, in my opinion, the best rapper of our generation.
Yeah, he is.
And
Yeah.
you know, his music's just insane. The only reason I wouldn't put him at number one is I feel like he would be just too good in the studio, or it wouldn't. I'd just be like,
Oh shit.
yeah, I would just be like stunned
Yeah.
the whole time. I'd be like, wow, this guy's one of a kind.
Number 3.
Number 3, I think a studio session with Snoop Dogg would be probably
Right
the best
there.
experience up there.
Yeah.
Smoking more than you could even
Dude,
imagine.
he would probably get you so high, you probably wouldn't even know what to do with yourself.
And Snoop also, like, as a rapper, the guy's so gifted and he's got such an interesting voice.
And he's just lyrically.
He's still coming at it with that new Mount Westmore tape. He was had
And-
verse after verse.
And they have him and Wiz Khalifa are doing another. They're doing the high school reunion album, just like because you remember when they did the Young Wild.
Yeah. I saw they were going on
yeah,
tour or something.
yeah. Well,
too.
no, they're making another album,
Oh yeah.
another high school themed album, high school reunion or something. So they're going on the high school reunion tour,
Dope.
and they're actually going to be in Irvine this summer.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, on the 26th. It's the last leg of the show. So that's where and Burner's going to be there too. DJ Quick, Warren G.
DJ Quick. I wanted to mention he's one of my favorite producers of all time.
Definitely.
Definitely, for some reason, he gets overshadowed by Dr. Dre, but DJ Quick, in my opinion, is the West Coast producer.
Yeah.
1A and 1B, but still, he's there.
Dr. Dre just got that mainstream persona, you know.
I mean, no disrespect to Dr. Dre, is 1A and 1B.
Yeah,
but
definitely. So
Quick
you gave
needs his respect.
You gave me 3.
I gave you 3, and Snoop is more for the studio experience.
Yeah.
But if I got to go 2 more, I'd probably go with. So tough. I love Future, man. So maybe I'd go with Future because I like making beats would
you drink
lend
mud?
themselves.
Would you drink mud with Future?
We'll see. If it gets to it, it's a whole nother question.
What if you just make the best beat all the time, and he just drops you a phone or 2, and
Then maybe that's the recipe.
maybe it is. One more for us.
All right, last one. This is rapper that I dream of working with. Yeah,
Yeah.
or like being on
Just-
one of my songs.
Yeah, just one of your songs.
This is such a tough question. You got to give me one first. Who's your number one?
To work right now, well, alive, I'm going to have to say Andre Nicotina.
That's a great pick. You guys have come up with some like an
just
anthem.
Well, just because like I feel like I am a lyricist at heart, and I'm learning how to craft my skill better. And I feel like some of my bars are inspired, like not by Nicotina himself as a person, but the wordplay, taking other words and then like, you know, like the end of the sentence is tied into the middle of the sentence, but the front of the sentence is tied into the middle.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just the play on words with him, the pockets, you know, just like we've talked about with X, you know, like it's just pocket rap and conscious rap.
Yeah.
So that's where I feel like working in a studio with more rappers like that would be better for my craft.
All right. And now I have an answer. It's a tie between Mick Jenkins and Smino.
Really?
You familiar with either?
Yes, Mick Jenkins especially, because when I started to do the free for profit beats on YouTube, a lot of Mick Jenkins beat come up on YouTube. So I was like, who the hell is this guy? And that's how I started listening to him actually. Isaiah Rashad and all those guys. Yeah.
Mick Jenkins has continued to progress and he is insanely good. And I like working with rappers who put a lot of effort into their lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
The songs I showed you are more of like a party song or whatever. It's not super introspective.
Yeah.
But I really appreciate listening to rappers who go to that next level with their lyrics. And so I'd love to watch one of the best of our time do it on my beat.
Yeah, definitely.
Same with Kendrick.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, for me, it would be more or less a feature, you know? But the thing with it is there's so many great rappers from the Bay Area. I still feel like the Bay Area hasn't gotten just the credit they deserve. You know, because you got you got Andre Nicotina, you had Mac Dre. I mean, shit, MC Hammer's from Vallejo.
It's funny. I agree with you. In the Bay and in LA, pretty much they get their respect. They're fully recognized.
But just
outside, growing up in New Jersey, I never heard of those people.
Exactly.
It was crazy to me that I came here and I thought E40 was like bad because I heard one verse from the guy and he was like, you know. So I was like, what is this?
Yeah. See, it's just a certain culture.
Exactly.
If you're not involved in the culture and you don't have people influencing the culture, then the music doesn't stick.
Yeah.
Like I can say, for instance, like, you know, when I'm up in a certain dynamic, even with a certain genre of music, it's the same way. It's really who you hang out with, who influences the music.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm influenced by West Coast rap, Bay Area rap, underground hip hop, but now in music, for me, I've studied it down to like a subgenre of a subgenre where I want to learn not only like, okay, like these artists are here, but this is their grind, like the South.
Yeah.
You know, how they got that slow chop sound. The Midwest, fucking, you know, with Tech Nine and stuff. So it's just, that's where I feel like everybody has their, you know, staple. But someone like me, or not someone like me, but I feel like music fans in general should open their catalog. Because I'm going to say it. I've been looking at my music on my Spotify. Dude, there's this shit. I'm just like, oh, God, I've heard it like 500 fucking times. So now I've been listening to a lot more Puya and stuff, and some Suicide Boys and Fat Nick, like trying to get, been getting into those Florida rappers and stuff. I never really had listened to it, but I told myself there's going to be a time and place for that. Do you ever wait to listen to an artist?
Well, I'm a little weird with music listening, where I'll go through long periods of time when I'm not looking for anything new. I'm usually just listening to my own beats in the car to like sound check them and stuff. And then I listen to radio a lot of the times, like AM radio. So I go through periods of time when I'll just like ignore releases. But then once one of my favorite artists like comes out with a project, like Smino came out with his a couple months, or like pretty long time ago at this point.
But you've been
or like when Kendrick dropped Mr. Morale. I'm definitely tuning in for that. There's no way I'm missing it. So I'm not going to ignore one of my favorite artists' albums. But if it's something that I'm like, you know, I could listen to this later.
Yeah, definitely.
I might do that. Yeah.
So, see, that was like my thing, not with albums, but I did that with certain artists. I feel like, okay, like you're really riding this train, you know?
Oh, okay. In terms of artists, I do the same thing.
Yeah.
Like Ice Spice, for example.
Are you on the Ice Spice train right now?
Well,
are you a munch?
I'm on Twitter a lot, so
Yeah.
I was just getting annoyed by the amount of times I was seeing her on my timeline, given the fact that I'm not like following her or anything.
She's just blasted.
So like, dude, she's cool, but
she ain't that cool.
I didn't listen to the music. I chose to ignore it because I'm like, I'm done with this noise, you know, like whatever it is, like we'll see if it's over or if it's not. But it the hype lasted. I heard people talking about her songs. And stuff.
Now she has more songs.
So I was like, all right, I have to check it out now. I listened to her top 5 songs on Apple Music. I honestly wasn't blown away by it. I thought it'd be better.
Yeah, definitely.
And there's artists that are like that. With me, I'm kind of a tough critic. I'll go into things with a little more of a closed mind because of the way other people are reacting to it.
Definitely.
So I'll go in with a little of a closed mind and be a little of a hater to a lot of rappers, but I'll respect them and I'll appreciate their work, and I'm not going to say they're bad.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say, like, you know, it's not my favorite.
No, definitely, because like, you know, I mean, be constructive, but don't be mean. You know, like I learned really quick that you got to take a lot of things in the music industry with a grain of salt, but that's what you should just do in general in your everyday life. You should apply like everyday like life just to, you know.
People at our position in the music industry right now, that's what we need to understand. Or that's what we need to get criticism, and we need to understand that it's only being given to you so that you can improve upon it.
Yes.
And so one reason I love working with people in person is that you'll be able to hear their direct reactions and critiques. So, you know, I'll swing through 10 beats and you'll be like, no. But I like being with that person who's like, hey, I like that part, but maybe we could switch that
this.
around or something like
Make
that.
this bar a little
and,
longer.
you know, I'm learning from them.
Yeah.
And they're not necessarily saying, oh, your beat sucks.
like
They're giving,
critiquing.
a real critique that will help improve it.
Because it's either if those people, because if someone's going to tell you, oh, it sucks, that means they don't want to give you their time almost too.
Yeah, fuck those people.
Exactly. It's not worth your time because you're doing yourself a disservice. Like I value my time. Time doesn't exist. We all know that, but I value my time. And one of my biggest pet peeves is fucking wasting it.
Yeah.
I hate it because I know, we're only here for so long. Fuck, we sleep 8 hours a day. If you have a 9 to 5, you work, fuck. You got 8 hours for yourself, and if you give half of that to some idiot, I mean, it's not worth your time, you know?
It's difficult to do, time management, especially if you're trying to be a producer or be a rapper or whatever it is. Doesn't matter if it's music industry related.
Well, also,
but if you're working another job, it's hard to manage your time and want to do both of those things and still find the time to have fun and relax.
Well, it's just like a side hustle. It's just like anything, man. I mean, like, time management's important, and I learned that right off rip. Like, now I'm doing the shows. Now I'm doing, like, all of this. Like, I told myself, I was like, when's the last time I had a day off? You know? And that's another thing, too. All these people you see that are successful, they don't get days off.
Yeah, most of them don't take days off.
And that's something I'm going to have to learn. I can't be like, oh, I only want to do this Monday through Thursday so I can go party on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Or I only want to do this so I can do this. That's not how this industry works.
Some people do that. They make a couple good songs and then they fall off, though.
Yeah.
Because they don't have the work ethic.
Exactly. And like even like Burner and Elon Musk and all these entrepreneurs out there, they sleep 4 to 5 hours a day.
Yeah, well, those guys are kind of insane.
But I mean, that's what, if you want to get to a level of that, I mean, you really got to put in work like that.
I don't know if I want to get to that level.
I mean, I'm trying to get big. I'm trying to make this thing my livelihood. I don't want to have to go be an electrician.
Oh, I want to make it my livelihood too.
Yeah.
I don't need to be a billionaire.
I'm not trying to be a billionaire. I'm trying to have good financial freedom.
Yes. Yeah, Rob Deerdick.
Yeah.
We're gonna run the same show on MTV.
I mean,
for 10 years in a row.
I could run Hot 16's on MTV
Yes,
too,
sir.
and then I still want Chanel West Coast. Oh, it's a cyanide.
Let's hear the laugh then.
Yeah. Or whatever. She sounds like a fucking. I don't even know. We're not gonna talk shit about Chanel. She low key bad.
Low key though, like ridiculousness compilations on YouTube where they put the best ones.
Oh
together.
yeah.
Still really good to watch.
Solid content, but hearing Rob Deerdick react the same way and like throw his hands up in the air.
Yeah, his soul has just left his body.
Oh, he's completely eaten up by the devil in MTV. I think MTV might have got him on something, because I swear to God, I've been watching Rob Deerdick on MTV since 2005?
Yeah, man. Those were the days.
Like
they've fallen off.
Rob and Big.
MTV fell off.
Oh yeah, well they had Teen Mom.
I didn't watch that.
They had they had Robin Big. They had let's see, Cribs. You ever remember that show Next?
Cribs was pretty good.
You remember the show Next? Pimp My Ride with Exhibit. Oh, Next was like a dating game. And
they got some of the.
And it was one of those weird ones though where they were on a bus, and like you wouldn't see the people, and they would have like a busload of these people. And they'd do these really weird intros, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, my name's John. I'm 22, and I'm out here looking for." They would just say something so scripted.
Yeah, it's cringe.
And it was like the thing is the candidate could choose if the person wanted to date them. If not, they would get, there was like a prize, there was prize money or something. It was like $75 or $100. They would give the person on the bus to not date the person that wanted to go out with them.
It's crazy how they would make a whole TV show for that. And nowadays they do it on YouTube. Like there's a million of them, but it only costs like $100 to make the episode.
Yeah, exactly.
As opposed to a whole TV crew.
Yeah,
and everything.
MTV. I mean, it's just crazy.
That's probably why they went down the drain. They're putting money into that.
Oh, they're putting money into stuff that they didn't have to put money into. I mean, it is how you take it, but I mean, unless too. I mean, if you get great product sponsorships, like here, just to take a little quick break here. And I wanted to do this. I got a couple out here. So we're going to get our mics. I'm just going to put that up a little bit out of my way. Just a little bit. All right, here, guys, what we have, this is called the E. They're trying to switch the way Delta 8 product. So without further ado, we're going to do an unboxing. So how you open this is there's a little magnet right here. So you're just going to open this. I'm going to just kind of see what we got. Oh, what do we got going on here? Yo, it's like a little...
All right, we got it all tucked in here.
Oh, yo! Look at these. They're like...
4 pot.
Oh!
What is it? 10 individual fellows.
Oh, okay, wait, let's... Oh, okay, I get it. So... Those are these, and they're packaged with flour.
That makes it even easier.
Exactly, there's no mess. So
That's
you...
nice.
Wow, that is insane. Literally making it convenient, easy, hassle-free. So what do we got here? Focus. Oh, okay, we got some wowie wowie here. Wow.
Smell it?
Not dude. Ooh. I mean, smell that one.
I don't know. Maybe it's just plastic.
Maybe. Maybe it's just plastic, but wow, this is insane. Just inside lies the ultimate device made with aerospace, effectively avoid wellness in everyday life.
So your friend.
Yeah, Mackenzie. I met her. Mackenzie. We met in Santa Cruz, and she has some partnerships with E1011 Labs and some sister companies. Shout out, thank you.
The packaging is really beautiful.
Yeah,
too.
like that is amazing marketing, and that right there. That says right there, Elon. So shit, you know what? Let's fire one of these up.
Why not?
Why not? Okay, Maui Wowie. All right, let's see. This better be efficient here. Aerospace.
Which one's sativa? You should take that one.
Go big or go home, right?
Sure.
Oh, let's get some focus, actually. Yeah, let's get some focus out, but I got to figure out how to get this out of the... Am I retarded?
They really keep it secure in there.
Oh, no, I got it.
Oh, we got the Coast Guard bringing in the
Yeah.
weaponry.
Yeah. Watch out. Okay, so we got... Okay. Okay. It's easy to open so far.
So how much would this cost?
I don't know. I think around $100 for a set, but it's like equals like an eighth of flour, I think, almost with all of this.
And then do they sell packets individually?
I think so. Oh, look at this. They're like little cigarettes.
Oh, there's a lot. Yeah, that's got some flavor.
That's some Delta. Okay, got some nice Delta right here. Free package. Interesting. Okay, so we're gonna... This is vaporization here.
And so it's less psychoactive.
This is
more
Delta
medicinal.
8. So what this is it's not... how do I say this? I'm gonna put this down here, right? Am I doing this right? I don't even know if I'm doing this right. Okay, yeah. Oh.
It's blinking.
It is. It's blinking.
Did you read the other directions? Kidding? All right. Where's the flavor at?
I don't know how I feel about that, but it's vapor. It's just rip it a little bit. It's just a lot of vapor. And I think it has a carb thing.
Pretty smooth.
This is it. That's crazy.
You have to give it a full test later.
Yeah. But no, I got a flavor. That was tasty, but this is cool. Shout out E1011 Labs on the product sponsorship for that one.
Thank you, guys.
That's actually pretty dope. So how do I'm confused. I think the instructions more for you.
Too technologically advanced for you.
No, see that's the thing too. Like I remember when I was growing up, fuck man, like smoking weed was just like, smoking some weed.
Yeah.
Weed got dangerous for me when I was in Santa Cruz, and like they decided, oh, we're gonna put weed in fucking sardine. Remember, like in California, they literally had these metal trays, and you would peel back to get your bud.
Really?
Yeah, for a little time. And I remember one time in Santa Cruz, I bought one of these things. I'm like, oh, fuck, I'll get it. It looks bomb. It was like some good strain. I do it, and I cut myself. I was like, weed never used to be dangerous. Now they're making it dangerous, dude. I swear to God, like. Just get a plastic bag and like do your thing, So I was just, oh, yeah, that stays burning. There we go. Oh, got it. Got to pull it out. Interesting. That's an interesting product. Shout out E10. Thank you. We got 15 more people to try that with.
Right.
So, yeah, but hey, Alex, Fat. Sorry, gotta respect the artist's name. Either one works.
Yeah, my Instagram handle is Alexander the Beatmaker.
Mm-hmm.
That's because you can't put an @ sign in your @
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I was like, all right, I'll just make it something that's simple and easy to remember. Mm-hmm. So now people call me that too, which is fine. But Fat is the real producer.
Yeah, I mean, fat is where it's at. I've heard the guy or ladies want, they want a little pushing for the cushion.
Yeah, well, I used to be like a chubby kid in high school, and I really wasn't fat.
Just
not fat at
chunk.
All. I had some chunk, but my group of friends back home were all athletes.
Oh.
And I was big ween originally, which is fine.
Big ween.
But we were playing football one day, and I was roasting my friend for touchdowns after touchdown. So this other kid on the other team comes up, and he's like, I'm guarding Fat Ween, right? And all of a sudden, everyone starts dying laughing, like, Fat Ween, And then I proceeded to score a touchdown on him on that play. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, Fat Ween, that's me, baby. I don't care. So now I got the Fat Ween on the wristband here.
Hey!
My friend got it handmade in Mexico for me.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
I got my OKL, but, man, I remember when these were a thing in school? The boobies bracelets.
Yeah, man. I always thought it was kind of silly though. I like the bracelets, but the boobies ones was like, come on, dude. Like you're in 6th grade. You don't have to.
You've never probably even seen a pair of tits in your life.
That's facts.
But Fat, is there any shout outs or any social media handles where everybody can find you?
Well, like I said on Instagram, it's at Alexander the Beatmaker. I try to stay consistent on there, but I more so just use it for messaging people. That's how I do most of my communication with people in the music industry. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'll post beats on there. I'll post videos of my cat too. Well, I have 2 cats, but one of them is always hiding. So my cat Gus, so I'll have videos of him all day.
Yeah.
And if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at FatWeen31.
Mm-hmm. Are you pretty active on Twitter?
I'm very active on Twitter in terms of using it to like things, but other than that, I'm not tweeting often. So my feed might look a little barren for a couple meme videos here and there. But I use it all the time. That's how I keep up with a lot of rap industry stuff too. I would consider I'm on rap Twitter and basketball Twitter. Mm-hmm. So keep up with people's opinions on different albums and different releases. There's a lot of toxic stuff on Twitter as well, but if you zone it out, it's good. But that's FatWeen31, FATWIEN 31.
Definitely. Awesome,
and,
man.
You know, YouTube, Fat Boy Beats, FATBOI Beats.
Fat Boy Beats,
Yeah.
Fat on the beat. You should put that.
I'm still working on creating my solid, real foundational presence online, all these different handles and stuff. Like I said, I'm more so working on the relationships and connections than
Definitely.
getting my stuff out there at the moment, even though I do realize that it's very important if I do want to, like, the thing is, I don't want to be like famous, you know? I want to make money producing, and that's my dream, and I want to do that for a living and make a lot of money. But I'm not the type of guy who wants to be on stage like, yo, this is Fat, you produced this shit. Like, I want to be just like, yeah, I produced that, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm still making the money.
Yeah, definitely.
So
you got to be making the
my
money.
presence online isn't something huge to me at the moment, but a lot of people out there are really paving the way on how you can do that and how you can be very successful with you know, Instagram, TikTok, and whatever.
Definitely. Well, we're coming in on our hour though, and Fat.
You got anything else you wanted to say?
I just wanted to say thank you, man,
All
for coming out. It's been an awesome hour. We're coming in on that niche right now. I just want to tell you, man, just keep doing it, bro. Like, I really appreciate you messing with the brand, the Hot 16's.
Yeah, man.
You were, honestly, dude, you were one of my first, like, really, like, East Coast, like, buddies, like, in all this. You and Jacoby, like, in J-Biz, like, you guys, well, you're forever hold a special place in my heart. You know, that's just another story that I can use and just be like, man, I remember back, you know, when I was starting off, like, and I got into work with a real engineer and stuff like that. It's just, those are just those stories that we'll be telling to our kids, or telling, you know, to our grandkids or our friends, or, you know, if we are doing a motivational speech.
Yeah.
But, you know, just stick to your craft, man. And I know you're doing well. I know you got a bunch of projects that you're doing right now. I see you're pretty active on the social media. So
Yeah, I don't know when they're going to come out, but at least three or maybe even like 4 artists we have lined up some projects.
Well, that's
drop.
awesome,
So,
man. And hopefully we can definitely get you, because I got my album
follow
coming
me
out.
on Instagram. That's probably the best place to follow me. You'll see if when I post stuff.
Yeah. So, guys, with that being said,
I just want to thank you again too, man. Dude. And I really love your hustle. I respect the grind. The setup's really sick.
yeah, threw it together.
Like,
you know,
you're really doing it here, man.
Yeah, Cyanide, you know, just he's part of the team now. So we got, you know, I have people with me. I'm slowly building the brand. You know, we have Exhibit, you know, for the weekend here. They gave us the space to do this.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Super nice
the work is starting to show. The people are starting to see the community, man. So, Fat, dude, it's been a great time, dude. And I appreciate it.
Keep doing your thing,
Dude.
man. And one thing I want to say to you is try to separate the business and the emotion sometimes.
Yeah.
Because it's good to be sensitive. It's amazing to be a sensitive person. I'm a sensitive person. But it could hurt you when you take things personally. And so you don't want to take things personally a lot of times. That's one last piece of advice I want to give.
Totally, man.
People are trying to help you, you know? And I'm not just trying to say this to you, because I know you are a sensitive guy, though, and I really love that about you, and that's why we're good friends.
Yeah.
But, you know, don't let some things get in the way emotionally.
Yeah.
When it's business.
Yeah.
When it comes down to it.
Yeah. But it's also respect level too.
No, yeah, 100%, man.
Yeah.
You gotta know what's what.
Yeah, definitely. But guys, I'm PBP. This is Fat.
Thanks for having me.
Until next time, we're gonna have Brenda G and AE on. Peace, everybody.